Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Whittleton, Director at Illuminate, and we work with organisations to help keep their staff in the right mind for business, so happy, healthy and productive. And I wanted to talk to you today about presenteeism because it is on the rise. I thought it was useful to share some of my thoughts on it and some top tips on tackling it. So presenteeism is showing up when we're not physically or mentally on the ball, so being there in body and not in mind. And tackling presenteeism has huge benefits for your company. So it saves costs, short and long term, it increases employee engagement and productivity, and also it reduces the risk of accidents or errors occurring. And it is on the rise. So we know through lockdown that I suppose the boundaries between work and home are more blurred. It's hard to switch off from technology, and many of us feel that we have to prove we're working really hard. So yeah, I realised a few days ago that although I don't miss doing a 2 hour drive for a 30-minute meeting, I do really miss that time in the car. So after a long day training, going to a meeting, where you're just switching off from work, you're listening to the radio, able to kind of process what's going on. And now I find myself moving from delivering a virtual training session straight to checking my emails or going from meeting to meeting online and sometimes not moving for over 3 hours. And I know I'm not alone in that. And although I'm still being productive, it's not sustainable. And I had started to notice warning signs in myself. So that kind of screen fatigue that a lot of us are experiencing. I was getting a bit of a twitchy eye, waking up in the night, thinking about work, and just not finding things as funny anymore, which is never good. So I've taken some steps to address it. And one of the key things is just factoring in time after training and meetings, just 10 minutes to get up, walk around the block, just move around. And some of my clients have started doing it and have seen the benefits. So rather than booking in an hour meeting, book in a 50-minute meeting. And that's just become sort of part of the culture there. So some sort of other tips that could well be useful are to think about prevention rather than a cure for this. Think about promoting a culture of self-care. Lead by example on it. Make sure you're taking breaks. Give people information, resources on looking after themselves. Also, don't ignore output in favour of input. So actually look at the culture and attitudes within the company. So is soldiering on seen as heroic? Is taking a day off seen as a weakness? Review your sickness absence policy. So it doesn't have to be really wordy, but just have a think about whether you're maybe discouraging people from taking time off. And also train your managers in effective absence management. Be aware of potential causes, so risk factors of stress. Talk to your staff, gain feedback on how they're feeling, and ensure that managers kind of have those soft skills in order to promote positive working practices. And finally, recognise the symptoms. So early on, people often, people do find it difficult to disclose how they're feeling, especially if they're experiencing mental health issues. And even if they do talk to a manager, quite often managers don't feel equipped to have those open and supportive conversations. So just maybe have a think about who would benefit from some upskilling in that area to feel more confident. So that was just a brief overview. I'd be really interested to hear what's been working well in your organisation. So do get in touch, and thank you for listening. Bye.